alpine component of the Tour de France. If the last finish in Tignes had to be abandoned in 2019 because of a mudslide, the Tour is back this year with a final ascent of 20 kilometres. We're in for a big show. The mountains don't scare him. He's already trying to escape.
Okay, guys, things are straightforward today. With the final ascent being a 20-kilometre climb to Tignes, it's obviously one for the climbers. But it's also a day with plenty of points for those who are interested in the polka dot jersey. It's a great opportunity to get a pocket full of points, so there'll be a tussle for the early breakaway. Enjoy yourselves.
The stage's first climb is in sight for those at the front. A second category ascension where the first rider will score 1 point towards the mountain stage.
Positions over the last climb.
The race leaders are approaching the intermediate sprint.
Riders have reached the intermediate sprint.
Evidence of climber, the Spanish rider Omar Fraile has already raised his arms in victory on the Tour de France and the Tour of Italy. Keep a close eye on him when he's in a breakaway. The riders are at the foot of the first significant mountain pass of the stage, the Col de Cézy, with its 10-kilometre ascent at an average gradient of 5.9%. The pass is a first category climb. The riders can score 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 points towards the mountains classification.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed. Tempo is increasing at the head of the race. The breakaway riders will try and manage the time gap.
Allez les gars, courage!
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça!
Keep an eye on him. He's the best climber in the breakaway. His teammates are taking things in hand behind the breakaway. On empty. Lift your foot if you don't want to blow up. When going downhill, the air aerodynamic position is useful to increase speed without expending energy.
Ouais! Allez! Continuez comme ça!
Forza ragazzi, continuate! Di là! Bravi ragazzi!
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
The gap with the yellow jersey is melting away. The SKP will have difficulties going all the way to the finish. It's classified as a first category pass. There will be 10 extra points to be picked up towards the polka dot jersey for the first one over the top.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you. A teammate is beginning to lose touch.
Allez les gars!
Allez les gars!
Allez, continuez comme ça! Allez les gars!
Change at the top of the provisional general standings. The leader's team will have to make its mark.
Forza ragazzi, coraggio! Tenete duro!
Allez les gars! Allez les gars!
Forza ragazzi, continuate!
Bravo les gars!
Okay, I'll consume a feed. Okay, I'm coming to protect you. The front of the race is 2 kilometers from the summit.
Allez les gars!
Allez les gars, courage!
Allez les gars!
Tenete duro!
Allez les gars, courage! Continuez comme ça!
After the summit, the riders will head straight onto the corner of the Rosland climb.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien!
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça! Continuez comme ça! Allez les gars! Bravo les gars!
breakaway is passing through the feed zone. The race leaders begin the ascent of the Clemencia de Rosland, 5.5 kilometers on an average slope of 6.5%. The gap with the yellow jerseys melting away. The escapees will have difficulties going all the way to the finish.
I don't know if it's a bluff, but the breakaway looks to be increasing the pace at the front of the race. Okay, I'll wait for you. The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton.
The breakaway increases its lead on the yellow jersey group.
The leader of the general classification does not necessarily have to attack. Depending on his lead, he can simply follow attacks and counter at the very end of the stage. Okay, I'll wait for you. He's being left behind. It's good news for the overall standings.
Bravo, bravo!
Courage!
Allez, allez!
His teammates are riding to protect the jersey. Okay, I'll wait for you.
Continue, continue! Allez, allez!
Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
Allez, les gars! Vai! Sei il migliore!
The time gap with the head of the race isn't changing, lads.
Mitico! Forza ragazzi, coraggio! Bravi ragazzi! No, continuate! Sei il più figo!
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça! Continuez comme ça! Bravo les gars! Continuez comme ça!
Bravo, bravo! Non mollate!
Bravo, bravo!
Grandissimo
Allez,
Vittorio! Allez les gars, courage! Allez, on y va!
Lâchez rien! Allez!
Tenete duro!
bravi,
Bravi!
bravo!
Forza ragazzi, coraggio!
Lâchez rien!
He's got his teammates riding because he's a danger to the overall standings.
Bravo les gars! Lâchez rien!
relay.
The breakaway is being reeled in. It will be difficult to withstand the return of the yellow jersey. Another 20 kilometers before the finish in Tignes. And remember that the finish is not at the top of the climb, but 2 kilometers further on, at Tignes Val Claret to be precise.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien.
The first riders are onto the flat section. About 3 kilometers of respite before confronting the second half of the climb, a portion that is slightly more steep than the first.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
Allez, courage les gars. Allez les gars, on continue comme ça.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Forza ragazzi, continuate.
Grandissima vittoria.
A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer.
Continuez comme ça. Lâchez rien.
Bravi ragazzi, sei più figo. Forza ragazzi, coraggio.
Ihr schafft das. Haltet euch ran. Gut so. Haut rein, Leute. Weiter so, Jungs. Comme ça.
Allez les gars, courage.
Allez les gars. Allez les gars. Continuez comme ça.
The climber standings will be adjudged at Tignes-le-Lac, and there will be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 point for the 6 first to the summit. However, the race goes beyond that, because the finish lies 2 kilometers further on at Tignes Val Claret.
Come on guys, go, go. Allez les gars. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go, go.
Watch out! The yellow jersey is trying to get away. We mustn't let him.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien.
He's attacking. Whatever you do, don't let him build a lead.
Three more kilometers of climbing for the head of the race. The lead rider has 1 minute 30 on the favourites. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the yellow jersey.
The front of the race is 2 kilometers from the summit.
The gap is 1 minute between the favourites and the guy in the front. The yellow jersey group is 1 minute from the head of the race. The lead rider has 30 seconds on the favourites. The yellow jersey has just joined up with the league group. The ascent is over, but under 32 kilometres from the finish, one man is alone at the front.
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. The breakaway is 1 kilometre from the finishing line. He said is, you didn't prove me wrong.
To the Rhone Valley. We can call it a transition stage, on which the speed merchants should have pride of place, because a mass sprint is expected to bring down the curtain in Valence. One and a half minutes for the breakaway. It might just work. The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings. The time gap with the head of the race is stable. The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing. The breakaway is widening the gap, but there's nobody who's a threat to the overall standings.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
The next climb is classified as third category. There will be 2 and 1 point available towards the polka dot jersey.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The race is now entering the feed zone. The intermediate sprint is nearing for the men at the front. The first and across will glean 20 extra points towards the points classification.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you. You're not going to be able to attack for much longer.
They're going to have to ride hard to read in the breakaway. With this lead, they can start to believe it.
The gap is decreasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage win. Guys, after the next short climb, you'll have to stay up front. The finish will still be far off, but things could go fast because it's downhill, so it could splinter. It would be stupid to lose time. Watch out, lads. We didn't mention it during the briefing. Wind is up and the final stretch is very exposed. Watch out for borders.
Last time checked with the breakaway. 1 minute. $15. Kilometers from the finish. The peloton is in pretty good control of the situation and should soon catch up with a breakaway run. We should witness a mad sprint. The breakaway is holding off the peloton, but it's going to be difficult.
A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer. Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. Another 5 kilometers and it's not looking good for the lead riders. The peloton should soon gobble them up.
5 kilometers for the breakaway. It'll be tight for the stage victory.
Bunched peloton. Only 3 kilometers left for the peloton. Everything will come down to the sprint. He's accelerating. Last kilometer for the peloton. The sprinters are in the front line. They will soon be burning rubber. He's accelerating.
One for a top 10 spot, and you did the job. I'm happy with that.
2 kilometers from the summit. Here's the position over the last climb.
The next King of the Mountains summit is ranked as a third category. Only the first 2 riders over the top will score points towards the best classification.
Perhaps be waiting for the group behind. It will be easier if there are several of you. You're coming up to the intermediate sprint. Keep your eyes open. When going downhill, the aerodynamic position is useful to increase speed without expending energy. Given that there's not much I think that I could follow you on a bike. At least now that there's some downhill.
On est avec toi, Manu, fonce, fonce, fonce.
Allez, continue comme ça. Lâchez-le,
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça.
Allez les gars, on continue.
Front of the race is 2 kilometers from the summit.
lâchez rien, allez.
Keep an eye on him. He's the best climber in the breakaway.
Allez les gars, courage!
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax. A teammate is beginning to lose touch.
The front of the race is now going through the village of Salt. The first climb of the Mont Ventoux will begin soon. The breakaway has climbed to the Chalet Reynard. The slope will become much steeper, with percentages far higher than on the first part of the ascent.
Keep an eye on him. He's the best climber in the breakaway. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Another 1 kilometre of climbing for the man at the front before going over the top of Mont Ventoux.
Okay, I'm coming to protect you.
The descent towards Malocène is long, but it's neither technical nor treacherous. It will be difficult to open any big gaps.
You seem to be running on empty. Lift your foot if you don't want to blow up. I don't know if it's a bluff, but the breakaway looks to be increasing the pace at the front of the race. His teammates are riding to protect the jersey. The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton. He's got his guys riding. He must have good legs. The leader of the general classification does not necessarily have to attack. Depending on his lead, he can simply follow attacks and counter at the very end of the stage. The time gap with the head of the race isn't changing, lads. Okay, I'll wait for you.
The first riders are at the foot of the descent and are now going through Malocène, the town that hosts the finish. They will then head towards Bédouin for the second ascent of Mont Ventoux.
Continue là, plus vite, plus vite.
Bravo les gars! Allez les gars! Oh les gars!
Bravo les gars. Allez, allez, allez les gars, courage.
The second ascent of Mont Ventoux is via the southern flank from Bédouin. This is the most emblematic route and the one most used by the Tour de France. And so the final climb of the Mont Ventoux has begun. The foot is not very hard, but it's better to be well placed from the start rather than expend unnecessary effort later on.
Has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer.
The riders up front have a 1-minute lead on the favourites group. The yellow jersey group is 1 minute from the head of the race.
sur my feet.
Allez les gars, courage.
Bravo les gars. Continuez comme ça.
Allez les gars, courage.
Continuez comme ça. Continuez comme ça, les gars.
The gap between the favourites group and the front is 30 seconds. 30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
Allez les gars, courage.
Hop, allez.
The yellow jersey has just joined up with the league group.
Allez les gars, courage.
Allez les gars, courage.
The first have reached the Chalet Reynard. It will be a little less hard on them for 1 kilometre, the time they catch their breath before facing the final and ever steeper slopes of the Mont Ventoux.
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall.
The observatory is in sight for the head of the race. Three more kilometres of climbing for the head of the race. Anyone wants to avoid a sprint finish will have to edge clear before reaching the top of Mont Ventoux.
Front of the race is 2 kilometers from the summit.
And the descent is on. Another 22 kilometres for the lead group. Only 20 kilometres to go before the finish in Malocène.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
There are only 10 kilometres left for the group at the front. We're heading towards a small group sprint. Only 5 kilometres before the finishing line.
Only 5 kilometers left for the race leaders. He's being left behind. It's good news for the overall standings.
Allez les gars.
He's attacking to catch up. Go on. Keep a clear head. You're going to win. You're the strongest. Go! Go!
Final kilometre of this stage.
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
Victory were virtually nil. This is an outstanding performance. You beat all the favorites.